a large collaborative project funded by RAI UK, a Keystone project on addressing socio-technical limitations on large language models. And so the way we've organized the agenda for today, we'll start with an overview of the fellowship and how it transitions into the AdSolve project, addressing socio-technical limitations of large language models, and followed by a series of talks on work that we have done already. And then the afternoon, so after lunch, we'll have some partner talks, and we'll have discussion around evaluation, especially in mental health, and we'll focus on 2 particular use cases in summarization and self-management dialogue support. So a little bit about my fellowship. So my fellowship was a program of work to look at changes in individuals over time. It was a collaboration from people in natural language processing, mathematicians, psychologists. Yes, and the idea was to develop methods to capture changes in individuals over time from their language and other digital content they share. So a big sort of notion in this was the idea of user-generated content. So this is the kind of digital trails that people leave online. So this is social media posts, and this can be also images and videos, and also data from smart devices. And within this, we also took it to include information that is recorded on devices. So, for example, we had this work on recording these conversations with people who have dementia and their carers, and that also we considered under this umbrella of user-generated content. And all of this has important behavioral cues. I really hope I hadn't jinxed this. So we want to leverage basically these cues to what we've done basically so far in the fellowship to create methods for capturing changes in individuals' language over time, and embedding these into digital biomarkers for language and heterogeneous content to understand the evolution of an individual over time. And this, for example, we did with the case of our multimodal dementia data. So what we wanted here is make a significant contribution to mental health, and this kind of links into also our use case in mental health that we have in the AdSolve project. So in terms of different kind of AI tasks for mental health that different people and ourselves have worked on, there's sort of dialogue systems and chatbots, less on interventions, a lot more on classification for diagnosis and risk. Some of this work has been multimodal. There's work on summarization, and there's work on longitudinal monitoring. And these 3 have been at the core of what we have been doing so far. And there will be presentations by the team on these. So, and another important aspect of our work has been on how you actually evaluate these systems and how you do this in real-world settings, not just metrics that are for use in academic benchmarks. And so some kind of methodological challenges that we've been working on have been around how you represent individuals from these kinds of different data, and especially how you include temporality in these representations. So this is something that has been missing both from previous transformer models and even the latest LLMs. So temporality is not something that is handled very well. So this has been at the core of our work, and there will be some presentations on temporality by the team in the next slides. We have been looking at how we leverage fine-grained, annotated longitudinal data sets to train models, and we've looked at both annotation of longitudinal data, but also how to create synthetic data. And there will be also a talk on how we create synthetic data here, and also importantly, how we evaluate the quality of this synthetic data. And another sort of area that we focused a lot on has been on identifying changes, as we've said, so understanding what is a normal state and what is an anomaly. And a lot of the work that we've done has focused on this. So assuming you have some kind of way of representing an individual, how do you capture changes in these representations of individuals over time? And this can be quite important for monitoring, for longitudinal monitoring. And finally, we've been looking at sort of bringing everything together, and we've been looking at sort of summarization, explainability, and also bringing everything together in something that looks like a dashboard that allows people to sort of identify changes and sort of visualize what is happening in the period that we've identified these changes for. And sort of this particular aspect that I've circled here in red is also going to be the theme of the demo that Sebastian will show later. So sort of identifying the changes and then sort of zooming in into, what is happening at the time of the changes. So yes, and there'll be, I'll very quickly go through this. So there will be work on temporally aware representations by Talia. There'll be work on, there'll be presentations on synthetic data evaluation and generation, and privacy preservation by Jenny. There'll be work on timeline summarization presented by Jayu, and there's also work on identifying timelines by Anthony, and also identifying changes in a sort of a different kind of way using Hawkes processes, also represented by Anthony. And finally, there'll be some more recent work of ours in looking at sort of limitations of reasoning within large language models, which also ties in very nicely to how this work fits into the Keystone AdSolve project. So the Keystone AdSolve project started in May. It's a collaboration between 4 universities. So Queen Mary, University of Nottingham, University of Sheffield, University of Warwick, and is funded by the UKRI and RAI UK. So the real kind of focus of the project is twofold. One is to create an evaluation benchmark that includes novel criteria, metrics, tasks to assess the limitations of large language models in real-world settings, in particular in medical and legal contexts. And the other aspect is sort of, given what we find around the sort of the limitations, is how to devise mitigating solutions that are based on new machine learning and new NLP methodology, informed by expertise in law, ethics, and healthcare. So to give some examples of such methodology is modules for temporal reasoning and situational awareness, personalization from long-form text, dialogue and multimodal data, and privacy preservation and alignment with human preferences. So it's a big project that involves 12 co-investigators with a multidisciplinary expertise. Many of them are here and you can talk to them. So we have experts in natural language processing, in computer vision, in cancer research, in ethics, in ethical and safe AI, and also domain experts in clinical psychiatry, law, and several of us with different kind of NLP expertise as well. So we also have a big team of partners. So the partners include that we have over 21 partners, and these include large companies such as Microsoft, Canon Medical, Bloomberg. We have legal firms, more specialized companies in responsible innovation and healthcare, as well as standards bodies, the Turing Institute, and more academic organizations such as AI hubs and CDTs. So we have a so the way we're going to deliver this is we have 3 use cases that are permeated by 5 different work packages or work streams, as we're calling them now. So one use case is on multimodal medical diagnostics, another one on AI support for mental health, and a third one on AI legal support. And today, in the discussions that we'll have, so today's focus will be mainly on mental health, and particularly in the afternoon, we'll be focusing on summarization and dialogue-based self-management and how we plan to evaluate these. And we'll also look at our evaluation strategy and platform that we are continuously developing, and that will also be demoed and discussed during the afternoon. So finally, before I hand over to the rest of the team to give their presentations, I wanted to say a little bit about the kind of work that we're doing more broadly. So these within the sort of the context of AdSolve, we're working on the evaluation benchmark, synthetic data for privacy, different kinds of metrics and methods for evaluation, and temporally aware methods, personalized generation, and sort of the next steps will be to work with more multimodal data explainability. And